Here we go now.
If you are ready to live a life of abundance, if you are ready to best your best, then come to the edge. Because if you are not living your life on the edge, you are taking up far too much room.
Here we go now.
Hey, welcome to the edge. I am Mike Jones, the president of Discover Leadership Training, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Come to the Edge. Now, I want you to know something. You have been feeding a beast. The question is, which beast have you been feeding? This episode, I really want to take the time to spend some one-on-one time with you. You can see that I'm alone and Eric's not here for this particular episode. So I want to go mano a mano, me and you one-on-one, and just have a conversation with you about which beast you have been feeding. This is one of those situations where you are absolutely going to need to listen with the intent to be influenced. Because depending upon which beast that you've been feeding, there is a possibility that if it has been the wrong beast, you're going to sit there and listen with the intent to defend what you already believe the truth is. If you do that, that means that you are continuing to feed that beast. I want to absolutely give you some content today that will allow you to be able to do a self-audit and determine whether you are feeding the beast that is going to get you to the best version of you. This is where we've got to start. You and I, one-on-one. And we have an understanding in this conversation that both of us were created by human beings in our world. I'm not talking about your spiritual beliefs right now. I'm talking about the fact that you have had people in your life that have taught you the things that you believe the truth are. I have also experienced that. In fact, we all have. Whatever my little God, my little God, my mom, who was a single parent, taught me growing up about everything. Those are the things that I saw to some point in my life as the truth until I chose to test some of those things. And I have found that that was pretty much her truth. It was not the truth. So let's just talk a little while here. There is a difference between being an optimistic person and being a pessimistic person. You did not come into the world predetermined to be one or the other. Whichever one of those beasts you have been feeding, that is the one that has determined your identity in the context of this conversation. You're either an optimist, you look for the good in everything, or you're a pessimist. You look for the bad in everything. So I got a question. I just want to take a pause for a second here. I have a question for you. And I want you to consider this question as we get more into this pod blast. Here is my question for you. When has worrying about how something was going to turn out changed how it turned out? I hope you heard my question. I want you to take a moment to pontificate that question for a moment. When in your life, what situation in your life has worrying about how something was going to turn out determined how it turned out or changed the way it turned out? I am saying to you that if you have allowed yourself to be feeding that pessimistic beast, that you are likely a world-class worrier, that you spend a lot of your time focused on a whole lot of what ifs. Here is an exercise that I want you to absolutely embrace. I want you to take a moment to write down everything that you have been worrying about. Write every ounce of it down. And then I want you to get a highlighter and highlight the things that you have 100% control over. Once you have identified those things and you have highlighted those things that you have 100% control over, my coaching to you moving forward as you now choose to feed the optimistic beast is to realize that everything that you highlighted is within your control. So why spend time worrying about how it's going to turn out? Why not take the time to determine how it's going to turn out? To absolutely be the person who makes it happen in whatever way you want it to happen, rather than sitting back waiting for life to happen to you, truly getting in the game and making life happen because of you. Those things that are unhighlighted, the things that you have no control over. Again, my question to you would be, when has worrying about how any of that was going to turn out changed or determined how it was going to turn out? This is not a conversation about getting over anything. It truly is a conversation about getting on with it. Because you taking the time to focus on the potential of failure rather than the opportunity for success is truly negatively affecting your life every day. It's affecting your mood every day. It's affecting how you are choosing to show up with people every day. Because if you have chosen to be a pessimist, one of the beasts that you are feeding is the beast of negativity, which means that negativity continually shows up for you and you say, see, I told you. But I want you to know that you are a prophet. As long as you keep feeding that beast of negativity, that beast of pessimism, you're going to continue to have that experience, and you are absolutely a prophet. You can predict how that's going to turn out. So I'm encouraging you to be aware in this present moment that if you are feeding the beast of negativity and pessimism, you can predict how that's going to turn out, because you are absolutely in control of it. So take a step back. Look at this from a 360-degree view. Look at the landscape of everything that is going on in your life. Realize how much of it you have control over. Only focus on those things that you have control over and make an absolute commitment to yourself to make those things turn out the way you want them to. Now, I'm challenging you to understand that when you accept personal responsibility for the things that are going on in your life, to the things that are within your control, it is then and only then that you are going to realize that you absolutely control the destiny that you're taking. So look at this from this perspective. Every choice that you make is feeding a beast. You know, have you ever heard somebody walk up to another person and says, man, you're a beast? What they have recognized that this person is vicious. They're ferocious. They're going for the things that they want. However, you can also be a beast in a negative way, which means that you are feeding the things that are not going to benefit you or anyone else. So I'm encouraging you through this podcast to absolutely make the choice to feed the beast of optimism, to feed your beast of positivity. Make them ferocious and vicious animals that are going after the things that they want, and do it with a smile on your face. Hey man, again, I'm Mike Jones, the president of Discover Leadership Training, and I absolutely want you to know that if you are not living your life on the edge, you are taking up far too much room.
Here we go.